Emotions. We are back.
Back.
We're doing another episode today, and we're talking to one of my husband's friends that he worked with a long time ago. I'll let him introduce him.
Yeah, Mr. Carlos. We drove trucks together at a water company, and we're gonna bring him in now and go ahead and introduce yourself, Carlos. Say what's up, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Carlos Martinez. Me and Nick, that's my guy right there. That's my brother. I got a lot of love for him. I hope he got the same for me, but I feel like he
Absolutely,
do. If he don't, we can
absolutely,
fight.
absolutely.
It's all good. We can fight. I mean, I might not
All
win,
right,
but I'll
cool.
try.
Basically, his reason for being here today is we have a slight disagreement on who we're gonna vote for this election. And I'm gonna let you tell. I'm gonna let Carlos come in and let you know what's going on with him. And we already know where we stand, so we're gonna let him say that. Then we're gonna get into it. What's going on, Carlos? Who you voting for, Carlos?
Yeah, I support Trump, man, all the way.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, oh,
I still,
sweet.
lo- I still love you, though. You're still my fan.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, okay.
So, so what
Yeah.
makes you support Trump?
Okay, so
Like,
first of all, a little bit of my politic background. I'm not huge on politics.
okay,
Okay,
Okay.
I'm not huge on politics. So whenever I think of presidents and think of different things, the first thing I think of is what I feel each time the president is office. And the
right,
older we get, the more we're gonna feel their decision making. You know what I'm saying? The first few years
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
life, I never really like when Bill Clinton was in office. It didn't. I mean, it did me nothing. I didn't. Whether he was doing good or bad, I didn't really know. When George Bush was in office, I mean, I don't even know if these dudes are Republican or Democrats. But I
Okay.
didn't feel
All right.
nothing with any decision he made. I know a lot of people like Bush. I know a lot of people like Clinton. Some of the church people have bad things to say about Clinton, because what he was doing in the White House. But when Obama stepped in office, that's whenever I started feeling their decision making. Whenever he passed this Obamacare, and that
Okay.
was like the very first, and I remember that because I was at Ozarka, and we was doing insurance, and I remember there was some guys in the office talking about, man, they just passed this Obamacare, my premiums went up. There was a lot of people mad about what happened, and like nobody that I knew of, at least in that circle, and I know every company has their own insurance policies, but
Right. Right.
what I experienced was a lot of people uh, didn't like it because their premiums went up, and they said it was going to be better, affordable, this and that and this, and then they lied. It wasn't that. And I didn't have insurance because, quite frankly, it was not 2 weeks for me and the
right,
fam. I don't have
Man.
$900, so I didn't
right,
And
have
we're
it.
gonna talk about
So
that too.
right. So I didn't have it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm good. But guess what? At the end of the year, I felt it because if you didn't have health insurance, you had to pay a penalty. I'm like, bro, how you gonna find me for not paying something I can't afford? Like, dude, I don't like you.
right,
I don't like you. And so
right.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, because like I said, I'm never really into politics. I'm the type of person I let all the smart people make the decisions, and I follow suit. You feel me? But as we
Yeah.
get
Okay.
older, as we get older, we gotta start, educating ourselves and making decisions. And
And that's
Okay,
so
why
with
we're
the
here to help you. We're here to
right,
help you
right,
on
right,
that.
right, right, and that's why I'm open. That's why I'm open to hear what anybody's got to say because I want to know that I'm positive with. I didn't even know I was a I didn't even know I was a Republican, and as I look at what Republicans believe in and what Democrats believe in, I'm like, I guess I'm more of a Republican than anything, and I think that's based on a lot of what the church I grew up in was a lot of morals that they taught us was based on Republican views, but I didn't know that. I just know
Okay.
they taught. I just know that the church taught certain things, and I'm like, all right, cool. This is the man of God. He hears from God, so that's how I feel and that's how I view. And
Okay.
so,
All right.
coming into this 2020 election, I think we all can agree that it's been everywhere. vote, 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 vote. I don't remember voting being so big in 2016. You open
Right.
Facebook, vote. You open Snapchat, vote. You open up any kind of internet network, whatever, vote, 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 vote. Man, it's like, what's really going on? You know,
Right.
and
Right, right.
all I keep on hearing is, it seems like every election they say, this is one of the most important elections ever. I've heard that so many times. So I'm like, yo,
Your life.
why,
Yeah.
why do they keep on saying this every 4 years that this is the like? So I'm like, okay, so now I guess I gotta dig. But guess what? Tech media got to set up to where they only want you to see what they want to see or what, or I don't know, but that's the way it seems. So
That's
so
what we
now
hear.
we're,
Yep,
so now we see what a narrative that certain people want you to see. So,
yep.
I could be misled. So that's why I try to look into what these dudes are actually talking about or whatever. But for me, the biggest thing coming to this election was, my money. And
Money.
Your money. All
right,
right,
right
all
up,
right.
right off the top, Trump says, you know, a lower tax bracket. I think 40 some percent, 42, 48. I'm not sure. I think 40. And then Biden is saying like 50 some, 58. Well, I could be off a little bit. And raise taxes. But then he said that's only on the rich people, only on the people that make $400,000 or more. But let's be honest, we can't say that ain't gonna trickle down on us. A lot of these people that make $400,000, they own businesses, they sell goods, they do whatever they do, and you about to cut their money in half and think they're not gonna raise their prices?
Oh, but
Now,
they're not.
I don't,
They're not. They're not. That's right.
and I don't, like I said, I don't know the politics, but I
Yeah.
hear that there's policies in place to prevent them from passing it on down to you. But we all know there's loopholes around everything.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And
Politics is
and
crooked.
so
Period.
The
right,
politics is way
so
crooked.
for me
Let's
it's
just be
like,
honest, both
you
sides.
know right, and so like for me it's like, man, I mean, we can never really trust who's gonna say or do what they say they're gonna do, because a lot of people make campaign promises just so you can get their vote. once
Right.
they're in the
That's
white
true.
house Once they're in the White House, they don't care what you think. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they want to do. They got their own agenda, and that's cool. I mean, hey, you're the man in charge. Do you? Who am I to say, hey, don't do it? You ain't gonna hear me. My
Right.
voice all the way in Oklahoma City. But one thing about Trump, whenever Trump stepped in office, I felt like the world around me started looking better. I didn't even know what he was doing, because, like I said, I'm not big on politics. But I do know he started doing some things, and my checks at the time I was at Ozarka, they went up $100 like every 2 weeks. I'm like, what? How did my stuff go up $100 every week and I'm making the same amount?
I
And
do remember
then,
that.
whenever I filed my taxes at the end of the year, guess what? I didn't get taxed like I did when Obama was in office. So I was like, yo, Trump, man, I mess with you. I like this guy. Like, he's putting more money in my pockets. I feel like, I know that there's a lot of things that people
Let
say that
me
he says
let me
that makes
stop
him
you
an
there
evil
for just a
person.
second. You said
All right,
money twice. That
all right,
tax, that's a good thing. The tax that he gave us, that's a good thing. I'm not going to say that's bad, but the part that's bad about that exact tax is the fact that
yeah,
that tax goes away in a few
It,
years.
no, it goes
it
away
does,
after this
it does,
year.
After, yeah,
He
yeah,
right,
used it as a voting tactic to be
yes.
like, if you want this back, you're
Vote
gonna
me
vote
back.
for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
again.
yeah,
He's basically holding your money up and
Right.
going,
right,
"Hey, man, I can fix this for you,
If
but
you vote for
if you
me.
vote for me and keep me in office, man, there's a lot
right,
of other things he's doing besides giving us money. That's terrible. On the other
right,
hand, it's like wash his hand while I'm doing
right,
other stuff over here on this hand.
Right.
So I'm saying
right,
that money is true,
right,
but it's not true for everyone. Now, rich people that have a good money, their tax cuts stay. They stay. They're
yeah,
there forever. Our tax cuts was only 3 years, 3 or 4 years long.
But I do want to talk
right,
to you about the Obamacare thing that you started out with,
yeah,
because with that, you you got penalized for it for not having insurance. But Oklahoma didn't opt into Obamacare to where it would have been cheaper for you to get insurance.
Yeah, that was a problem.
That's what
with our leadership here.
happened if we had, like, Mary Fallon was in our governor at that
You remember
time.
Mary Fallon?
I heard
remember
about
that
it,
is?
but I did.
Yeah.
I heard about it, but like I said, I'm
Okay.
not really big on
Like
all
you
this
said, you're
stuff.
not into
So
politics that much.
Right. So she
So
was
I heard of her, but I didn't know what all exactly she wanted to
Right.
stand for or not
She
stand for.
opted out of the tax benefits for the state, the whole
Right.
state, to get how do I say this?
To get the benefits from Obamacare. So
To make our premiums go down.
So, like, your personal work insurance, if the premiums went up, you could have opted out of it and then got into Obamacare for cheaper. But since Oklahoma opted out of Obamacare,
Yeah,
we got hurt
the whole state got hurt.
because companies were allowed to do whatever they wanted. So the insurance companies raised their premiums.
And you know that water company that we work for, the person that owns that has buddies that sell insurance, so they're going to sell some more expensive insurance. I didn't have insurance. I worked there for 5 years with you, and I didn't have insurance the whole time because I couldn't afford it. It was going to take half.
Never had it either, bro. Never had it either.
It was like real. I'm like, we can't afford this. We're working to pay insurance. No, I cut out of that.
So that's what happened with the Obamacare thing. Like, it was actually our state government that screwed us over there.
Right. So I need to go pay Mary Fallon a visit for my money getting cut.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, we physically can't do nothing to her. But if you run up on somebody with the name the Fallon name, are you related to Fallon?
No, yeah.
Bop.
Well, no, we used to call her Mary Failing.
Mary Failing, man.
There's a lot of reasons.
I didn't know that this tied into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people out there. I don't think a lot of people out there in the world know this either, because this isn't what's being portrayed.
Right.
This ain't what's being, out there on the pedestal for people to see.
You don't know why they don't know it? First of all, I'm going to start with the schooling. They don't teach you.
Right.
Second of all, we work too hard to even care.
Or pay
at
attention.
the time. Pay attention. If you don't pay attention to something, that's because you're working 40, 50, 60 hours at one job. Then you get off and you get home, you take care of your kids, you take care of your wife, you pay your bills. And by the time you go to sleep, wake up, go do it again. Who has time to look at politics doing that? Right. It's only certain nerds like me and my wife that look and stuff like that, like, wait a minute, they're screwing us. And that's why we have this podcast, is to put that message out to everybody we know. And then hopefully, maybe, I might not change your mind today, but I'm not just trying to be vicious. I'm trying to help you. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can tell your friend, look what my homie said. What do you think about what he said? And then your friend be like, he's wrong about this. Then you bring it back to us and say, well, he said you're wrong about this. Can you show me proof? And then we show proof. Right. It's all good. You know, that's what we're here to do.
Proof is in the pudding, man. I hear a lot of things all day long, and I go and look it up, because people will say things and twist words to have a whole new meaning.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I noticed when he was on Facebook. This is why I got next to you about this, because people are already, the temperature of our nation is high, like it's boiling,
it's
and
hot.
People are angry. And as soon as you posted, I remember it like it was yesterday. You said, "I'm voting for Trump. Trump 2020. Convince me otherwise." Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then people start going off.
Yeah.
The first thing you said.
Note to self: I'm never telling anybody ever again. I'm voting for Santa Claus.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, instead of going off on you, it's easier to go off on you. Let's just talk about it and figure out why. You said convince me, so my job is to try to convince you. You see what I'm saying?
Not like cuss you out for your.
If I cuss at you, you turn me off. You be like, man, fuck you too. Excuse me.
You good?
You be like, if I cuss at you, that's the first thing you do is turn your brain off. I'm not listening to this guy no more. Whatever thing else he says doesn't make sense, because you're already on the defensive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Since I've known you for years, it's like, look, man, I can talk to him without us going off on each other. Other people now, other people I do
No.
want to take flight on
Yeah.
because a lot of other people are of the racist descent. They white
Yeah.
boys that want to talk noise and blah 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 because of other stuff that Trump has done. You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why other black folks that are your homies get mad when you say that. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's a whole other reason besides our paychecks and our insurance or why people
Right.
don't F with Trump. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And see me, I try to
So
look at I try to look at the big picture, bro. I want to see all of it. You know, that's one
right.
of the things, and not just for Trump, with Biden as well. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I try to look at both because I want to know, you know,
They
what I'm
good for
standing
me.
for.
They got to
Yeah.
do stuff for
Yeah.
us.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody watching, his full name is Martinez. Like so, you are the Hispanic descent, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't want people to be like, well, you just brought another white guy on here. No, he's
Nah,
brown like me. Like
they
he's
all
just
say
like
I'm white, bro.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
real
So
Mexican, you're a white boy. I'm like, it don't matter, bro. At the end of the day, we're all
right,
Americans, bro. At the end of the day,
right.
bro, we all We all live in America. We Americans.
That's Jesus. Jesus just hold on.
Yeah.
I was laying here, my feet was moving, and some
Yeah.
gum popped out.
No, but
Some
the
bubble
other
gum.
thing you said was you were raised in church and religious, and that led you to be Republican
But not even
because,
knowing it. But
right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
So, like, what are some beliefs that you were raised to believe that are correct in the church that follow into the Republican platform?
Right. Yeah, that was
Okay.
something intriguing that he said.
Okay.
Yeah,
So one is the biggest one, and I heard y'all talking about it too. But it's pro-life,
right,
and then freedom of religion.
right.
You know, and then you said freedom of religion in the Triple Tongue Church. Freedom of religion, pro-life. Um, them are probably the two that correlate with that
Biggest
one.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so like the freedom of religion part of our Constitution, that's also like freedom of religion. Like you can practice whatever religion, but it's also
Mm,
freedom from. So you can't just like force someone to believe the way you do because you wouldn't want someone to do that to you, correct?
right.
Right. So like I was also raised Republican too.
Absolutely.
So so it
Yeah.
wasn't until
Yeah.
I got in college and I was like, let me start paying attention that I
Yeah.
started like doing self-study in the Bible and also into politics. And I was like, oh, well, they always throw this abortion topic in there to
The,
make me vote
the
Republican.
Republican Party does. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
even in church they do it. So it was
Yeah.
like, let me look into this. And what I realized is that neither smacking, neither Democrats or Republicans are for abortion. Democrats are just for like education and preventing the abortion from even being necessary through like birth control, education, stuff like
Yeah.
that, making it more accessible and affordable for like the pregnancy to never happen in the first place if you do slip
Right.
up, you know?
Right.
And Republicans are for just let's make it a law for it not to happen. But that doesn't keep it from happening. It just makes it more dangerous when people go to seek an abortion and more likely for the woman to actually die in the act as well.
This is a
Right.
multi-level
Right.
type of
Right.
subject. You could come on a different show. We could talk about that for another 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, I was also raised to think that way. So it was like I had to do some self research and be like, okay, well, I'm a Christian, so I'll never have an abortion. That's
Mm.
me, right? That's my
Mm.
beliefs. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to force anybody to do that. But I can't tell my atheist neighbor that she's going to hell because she had an abortion, you know?
Yeah.
She
Because
doesn't live under your
it's
rules.
not gonna affect her one way or the other, you know?
Yeah.
And
And her
anything, it's gonna turn her against anything else I have to say about God or leading her to God because she's like, oh, well, she said I'm going to burn in hell, so I'm never going to listen to her again. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that just shuts a door instead of opening a door like forgiveness, love, mercy, stuff like that.
And don't
you know?
believe the hype. Democrats don't
Yeah.
want to have the
No,
abortion.
Democrats
Just 'cause
aren't
they
for
said that.
abortion either. They just
Right.
aren't for making it illegal. They're for educating people on how to make it not even necessary.
Right.
Eh,
And see, I try not to get caught up into that too much either because, like, Obama wanted to take away guns from Americans. How did that go? It didn't happen.
Right.
You know,
But I mean,
just because a party says that they want to do something, they believe in something,
Oh, okay,
doesn't
okay. I
mean
was
that
like, what?
that doesn't mean that it's gonna exactly happen. Like I know Democrats say pro-choice, but you know they don't agree on it, or they do agree on it, or Republicans the same way. Because what I did learn is, you know, Republicans, you know, they're pro-life, but for exceptional rape cases, and you know, a matter of life and death. Uh, f- uh,
some of them.
based on what I read, but I know you gotta tie in now.
Everybody's different.
Every state thinks differently. Every hospital thinks differently. Me personally, you know, it is a woman's body. She should be able to do whatever she wants. But if she's out there fornicating, you know what I'm saying, or not having protective sex, and then she want to end her baby because I made a mistake. I kind of feel like she got to live with that.
Like I
But
stayed on it too
but
long.
Right. See, no,
but
no, I
but it,
agree,
if she,
but it's
right.
also you're putting all the blame on the woman in that situation. Like there was a man in that situation
There
too.
With the
was,
penis.
but the man didn't get pregnant though. That's the thing. The
Got
girl did.
her pregnant.
The girl. Yeah, you're right. You got to pay. But the girl, I, the girl, like, and I know I'm being kind of, you know, I guess the girl knew that this could happen, so I know it falls on him too. But I kind of feel like a little bit more her. But I guess you know I could be wrong too. But I kind of feel like she opened the door for that to happen. She should have told him no. Are you gonna take care of this baby? Are you gonna take care of this baby? We get pregnant. We finna jump in the bed. Are you
But
finna
how
take care of
many
this
people
baby?
do that?
Man,
Like when
Right.
you're a teenager and you're like, let's get
You're
it
right.
on.
hormones. Like I know
Right.
how I felt. Like I was
Yeah.
my first couple times. I was hoping the girl be like, don't put that on,
Right.
because it's
Right.
like it feels better.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Like yeah, baby, it feels great. But then like if she didn't say nothing, I had to leave it on. Like I'd go at it and do what my thing and just
Yeah.
whatever. I just deal with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, how quick is it for a woman to say take that off?
Yeah.
I don't
Quick.
like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like there's two responsible parties there. And if the
Yeah.
man
There is.
also participates and then is saying, oh, well, I didn't want you to get pregnant, so I'm not going to be there to take care of that baby, that's leaving the woman in a very difficult
Very
position.
difficult situation. It's hard
Right.
out. Shout out to all the single moms. Y'all doing
Right.
Man,
it, man.
Right.
Y'all doing it. Power to
But
you, man.
some
Power
women
to
are
you.
like, I can't afford this. This is going to
They.
ruin my life.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying is, yes, she made a bad decision and she's going to have to live with those consequences if she keeps the baby. But
Yeah.
why does the man get off on any of those consequences?
He
You
shouldn't.
know?
And
that's
I
where
think
she gets pretty
Shouldn't,
heavy.
but
the man
it's
should be
a
held accountable as well. You
right,
know,
but a lot of the times they're not.
they're not. Yeah,
And
men
the
are
woman has to be because the baby comes out of their body.
out of their
And
bellies.
they kill.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's a misconception on the Democratic Party,
Yeah.
because that's really a more personal choice. Because the last time I seen something about abortion, it was a debate on C-SPAN. I watch C-SPAN every once in a while, and the last guy that I seen having a public abortion was an actual Republican. It was his mistress. It's kind of
Wow.
weird. I'm like, wait a minute. This same guy voted against allowing women to take care of themselves, but yet he told his mistress to go have an abortion. I'm like,
Right.
no.
Man.
How does that work out? That's hypocritical to me. So
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing about that is I mentioned that in another episode too, was the treatment that Trump got for COVID was actually using aborted fetal cells.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And not
like,
too many people like that. Not too people
no,
know that. Not too many
not
people
many.
know that
not
either.
a lot of people even know that at all.
And each treatment was $96,000. So how many Americans could afford that?
Yeah.
You know?
It's all yeah.
It's a lot of
To
money.
me, that was hypocritical too.
So, is there any
Right.
other questions that you had about or any other reasons that you voted besides money, insurance? You said insurance,
Religion.
money, and religion. Those are the three things you brought up, right?
Let me look back and just to double check. So, but yeah, them are the main things: freedom of speech, Second Amendment, and and I know even if Biden wins, he ain't gonna take guns away because a lot of people try. So it really that part it kind of really don't matter. But you know, looking at the views part of it, being pro life and freedom of speech, religion, affordable health care. He's talking about making medicine cheaper, but there's policies that, we want to get our prescriptions this way and not that way. Like I said, I don't know the exact details of it all, but I kind of feel like he's trying to help us out. And whenever I look at Biden, I'm like, okay, what is he trying to do that's going to help me as an American or help
Oh,
us as a population in general?
he's gonna. Your taxes are gonna change. I shouldn't say that you're going to change much at all. Reason why they're going to seem that way because the way he set it up. I'm gonna try to make this quick. The way he said, way Trump set it up is that if he loses this election, your taxes are automatically going to go back up during a different administration. So it's going to make it look like Biden did it. But Biden's actually going to go after the people that make a little bit more money than us. I don't make 400 racks a year.
I wish I did. I wish
Huh?
you did.
But that's what I'm saying. I wish I did, but I
Yeah.
don't. But
Yeah.
anybody that needs to be taxed already, the richer people, the millionaires, billionaires that don't pay no taxes at all, they need to come up off that money, man. They owe taxes that would help this country.
Well, and they're not like cutting their pay in half. They're like taxing the top 1% of what they make. So if they make 400,000, they're paying like $400, in taxes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So
You're right.
it's not like, oh my gosh, penalizing them for
it's a
making
1%
money.
tax.
Yeah.
After
See,
$50 billion.
and all this is good stuff that needs to be portrayed, and it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, cause I never knew that.
Right.
What you're talking about? That's crazy.
But hey, man, I know you got to go. And we're gonna, but maybe I can get you to come on another time when we got. I know we both are hardworking dudes, man. But if I can get you to come back, man, that'd be great. How'd that sound?
Absolutely.
All right, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Not a problem. Hey, y'all take care.
See you. Bye.
Peace. Bye.
All right. That is a simple way of bringing your kitchen table issues to the forefront.
Right.
And a lot of people, I believe,
and doing it in a way to where you're not arguing and belittling people.
The part I believe that the people get upset is with the racist type deals he does with the Proud Boys and calling black females nasty and ugly.
It wasn't even just black. It's any woman that goes against him that's nasty.
And the fact that he's locked Hispanic people up at the border and people has died in those cages.
Their children and they can't find those kids and their families.
That's the stuff that people take to heart and say, I will fuck you up. Excuse me, I will mess you up for voting for stuff like that.
Right.
Because that's why people are angry. People are angry because of a lot of those issues, the racism, the hate, the being rude, the lies, all that stuff. Saying he's a Christian, he's not a Christian.
Right.
He is not a Christian. He said it before he ran that he would run on the Republican Party because they are the easiest one to trick.
And he meant that by saying kind of what we talked about. And what Carlos mentioned was abortion is very important to him as a Christian.
Absolutely.
And it's very important to every Christian. But Trump knew that playbook. So he uses it. And he uses it well. Like Carlos also said he didn't know about the fetal cells, the aborted fetal cells for the treatment. So it's like people have to pay attention, really understand what these people are talking about, what's important to them, what's not important to them, if you're important to them, because at the end of the day, it's about you. We elect these people. They work for us.
They work for us.
So we need to figure out what's important to us and vote on those issues. But
that's it. That's it. I think a lot of people's misunderstandings is in other people's pockets, other people's health care, and other people's families. Like if you feel that Trump has done something for you in your home, always look deeper than what's just on the paper surface of your paycheck. It's easy for an American, because America is ran by money.
yes.
So as soon as you flash money at me, I understand.
Right. Like if you can put an extra $200 in my paycheck, I'm good with that.
I'm good with that. But then why is it there? And how long is it going to be there?
Where is it coming from? How long is it going to be there? Are you just doing it to make someone else look bad or to get reelected?
Is it going to hurt you when you do your income tax refund time? Yes. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of people don't know why the Obamacare hurt them in the insurance area.
Which we went into that.
Which is their own local state politics did that to them and never said what. Well, they said it, that they did it, but they don't. A lot of people don't understand. 99% of people, whenever the news comes on and say, "Oh, we opted out of Obama's this, Obama," a lot of people go, "Oh, good." But soon as that insurance come out of your check, you be like, "What
happened?" And then you blame Obama.
Obama.
When it wasn't Obama that did it, it was your state government
Yep.
opting out.
Yep. So, hey, that was an interesting conversation. I hope to have more. If anybody else that you know, a Trump supporter that wants to come on and talk, shoot us that person's information, man or woman, don't matter.
Or you can email us at mixedemotions2012@gmail.com.
Like, share, subscribe, and we'll get everything we can try to do. We'll shoot you a link. Hey, we get you in here just like we got him in there. It's an easy process. We talk about it, and we try not to disrespect each other and go on about our conversation.
Yes, just have civil conversations with each other, guys. And you might not change somebody's mind, but the end goal is to educate people. Try to make them think about, like, why do I think this way? You know, because that's what happened to me. I was like, why have I always voted this way? And if I agree with it or not,
true,
I can find out for myself. I mean, I did that with religion when I went to college too. I was like, let me pay attention.
Did you?
And yes, and study. You know, like, why do I believe this? Do I believe this because I've been taught it my whole life?
And your parents are watching.
Or do I believe it for me? And I found out I believe it for me, you know?
There it is.
So you really have to do your research on everything. Like, why do I think the way I think? Does this make sense? You know?
Hey.
It made me change my politics, but not my religion. So there's that. That's what I got out of that.
And a few enemies. You made a few enemies.
I did. It's fine.
We love y'all.
We
enemies
do.
Too.
All right. Well, I really enjoyed that. So hopefully we can have more interviews.
Share. Subscribe.
Yay.
Yeah, just spread some message, guys. It's for free. Doesn't cost you anything. Just do us that favor and go hit that subscribe button all the way across. Join Mrs. Motion's Facebook group. And you can also do it on YouTube. YouTube is where we need you to subscribe.
That's where it helps us out.
That's what helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That and get a black friend.